Hi, I'm PokeTips Mike, and today I want to talk about something a little different. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Even though Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out less than a year ago, with Pokemon Sword and Shield right around the corner, you don't really hear people talking about these games anymore. And honestly, it's really easy to understand why. Sword and Shield are going to be brand new Pokemon games in a whole brand new region with plenty of brand new Pokemon, and compared to that, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were just yet another remake of the Kanto region games. And even though the story, the region, the Pokemon of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were all familiar, I still really had a lot of fun playing through Let's Go. So for the last few days, I've really been thinking, and I put together a list of 7 things that I love about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And I don't mean love in like a weird kind of way, more of like a, oh hey, that made the game pretty fun for me kind of way. I'm not trying to end up on my strange addiction over here. If you haven't already, let's go tap that like button and jump right into things. So for starters, and probably my favorite overall thing about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is the Overworld Pokemon Encounters. This feature was brand new to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and it just makes the games feel a lot more lively. After playing through Let's Go for a while, going back to the older Pokemon games and running around the routes just feels kind of empty. I used to love the old mechanics of running into the grass and encountering Pokemon randomly that way, but after experiencing Let's Go's encounter system, I just feel like that is the most immersive way for me to play Pokemon. Running through Viridian Forest and seeing Caterpie, Pikachu, Weedle, Kakuna, all those Pokemon everywhere just makes the games feel a lot more alive to me. And on top of that, I also love how it makes it easier to find the Pokemon that you want and avoid those that you don't want. It's really nice being able to pick and choose the Pokemon you encounter, rather than just running in the grass and encountering the 10th Pidgey in a row when you're trying to find something else. And in that same vein, for me, it makes exploring caves and dungeon areas a lot more fun and a lot more bearable. In the older Pokemon games, I can't really go through a cave without using Repel, because I don't want to encounter Zubats and Geodudes every 2 steps. But in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I actually enjoyed going through areas like Mount Moon. I was able to explore them, pick up all the items, and I wasn't getting constantly delayed by having to run into a whole bunch of wild Pokemon that I didn't want to encounter, or being forced to use repels over and over and over again. It really just opens up the exploration of the world more for me, and allows me to see what I want to see. Now, the second thing that I love about these games, and piggybacking off of the Overworld Encounters, is shiny hunting. Now, shiny hunting in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in my opinion, is so good. It's one of the things that just keeps me coming back to this game months after I started it. For me, it's just so fun seeing that shiny Pokemon pop up in the overworld and seeing its sparkles before you even encounter it. And on top of that, it just makes it a lot easier to find shinies in general. I've found more shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee than I have in any other Pokemon game, and I feel like the main reason for that is simply because I see so many more Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee than I would in any other game. In most of the older Pokemon games, if I had to re-explore an area and I wanted to go to a specific spot, I'd probably use Repel to get there so I wouldn't have any wild Pokemon stopping my progress. In Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, since it's so easy to just run around Pokemon, I don't have to bother using repels. And since every Pokemon that pops up in the overworld has a chance of being shiny, every time you go on a route in the game, you have a chance of encountering shiny Pokemon. On top of that, increasing your shiny chances is so easy in Let's Go with the combo system, lures, and the shiny charm, which is extremely easy to get since the Pokédex is so small in these games, and all of that together makes shinies in Let's Go a little bit more common overall than they are in other games. Third, we can't talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee without talking about the partner Pikachu and Eevee. In all of the Pokemon games, one of the big themes is just connecting with the Pokemon you catch and train. In Let's Go, it's so easy to feel connected with your partner because they're literally everywhere. They follow you around on your head or on your shoulder, you could play with them wherever you want, and you could see them react throughout the story mode to certain events, so they feel like they're alive and really reacting to the world around them. I love how these games give you the option to dress up your partner Pokemon, and they have special moves with special animations, like Pikachu on a surfboard or flying away with balloons. I feel like it's just so creative, and it just gives these Pokemon more of a personality. And number 4, while we're speaking about the partner Pokemon, we can't help but talk about another one of my favorite features, the removal of HMs. Now this definitely isn't new to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but I love how they integrated it in the games. I think it's really cute how the partner Pokemon, through sheer willpower, learns how to use all these fancy techniques like surfing on a surfboard or even using a flying contraption to bring you around the Kanto region. And for anybody who thinks it's a little crazy for a Pikachu to fly you around or surf on a surfboard, hey, people learned how to do it too, and Pokemon seem like pretty smart creatures. I wouldn't put it past them. And just in general, I really love how Pokemon games as of lately have been moving away from HMs. It frees up move slots on your Pokemon, and you don't need to have HM slaves on your team anymore. Bye bye, Bidoof. And also, it doesn't restrict you if you put away your Pokemon that has a certain HM move. I know so many times I've went to the PC in older games and put away a Pokemon that knew an HM move, and then I tried to keep exploring the game only to be blocked off because I didn't have that HM. Luckily in the newer Pokemon games, they've been moving away from this, and it's very, very nice in my opinion. Next, another thing I love is another quality of life improvement, being able to access the Pokemon box anywhere. I never realized how much I would love this feature until I finally had it, and now that I have it, I'm spoiled and want it in every Pokemon game. Being able to easily swap Pokemon in and out of your team anytime, anywhere, makes it so easy to use a large variety of Pokemon. That, combined with the EXP share system, really makes it easy for you to train up lots of Pokemon throughout the storyline and not be restricted to only using just 6. In the original Red and Blue, and even in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it can be pretty time consuming to train up lots of Pokemon for your team, but in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they really perfected the system with the EXP share, although I do wish we could turn it off, and being able to access the Pokemon box anywhere you want. It's never really felt as easy as it does in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee to use a full team of 6 Pokemon, and even more than that as well. This next one is something that I think everybody loves, and that is Pokemon following you around. This feature originally started in Pokemon Yellow version with just your Pikachu, and then returned in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you could have every Pokemon in those games follow you around. Then it was absent in the Pokemon series until Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee finally brought it back, and once again it looks like it's going away with Sword and Shield. This is a feature that once again makes the world of Pokemon feel more immersive to me. It's so satisfying to see your Pokemon on your team just follow you around wherever you go, behind you like you're a real trainer and you have your favorite Pokemon out of its ball exploring the world with you. And on top of that, I think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee did something incredible, and that is letting you ride on certain Pokemon. For the first time ever in a Pokemon game, you're finally able to ride on the back of your Charizard soaring around in the skies of the Kanto region. Or if you want to run fast, you could go ahead and hop on the back of your Rapidash. And some Pokemon carrying around just look plain silly, like Snorlax or Machamp. But overall, I just completely love this feature, and I really wish that every Pokemon game had it. Having this feature return in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and get expanded on by letting you ride on your Pokemon was a real big surprise to me, and I'm so glad that it came back. And finally, last but not least, it goes without saying, the graphics. The graphics of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in my opinion, are just beautiful. I do kind of prefer the art style they used for this game over Sword and Shield. I think Pokemon looks best when it goes for a really cartoony style and doesn't take itself too seriously. The towns and cities of the Kanto region are all named after colors, so I find it really fitting for the game to be so colorful and vibrant. It's amazing looking back at the old Pokemon games that came out in the 90s and then looking at Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee today and seeing how far the graphics have come. And with that, my friends, you now know 7 things that I love about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. In the comments section, I want you to tell me what your favorite thing is about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I'm actually really curious to hear what you have to say. And also, if you enjoyed this type of video, make sure you let me know by giving it a thumbs up and telling me again in the comments section, because if you want, I'll make more videos like this for all the other Pokemon games too. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.